Welcome to DCE Digital Learning. Myself, Tara Mani S. Presenting you session number 9 in Unit 3 of the subject Accounting and Financial Management, which is a subject prescribed for third semester BCA. In the previous sessions, we learned about bill of exchange and so many aspects of it. In this session, let us learn about trial balance, but only the theoretical aspects of it, like what is trial balance and why it has to be prepared and how to prepare this, what is the need of its preparation, something like that. So coming to the preparation of the trial balance. See, there may be a conventional method or English method or whatever it is. Preparation of the trial balance is being done, it will be done for only one thing. That is, as you know from the very first unit of the subject, that is the basics of accounting, transactions will be given. And based upon the transactions, business transactions, you will pass the journal entries in chronological order, right? That is what we call date wise, that is date wise order, chronological order. And after passing of the journal entries, you will be posting those journal entries to the concerned ledger accounts. And after posting all the journal entries to the concerned ledger accounts, one more thing we will do. This is what we call balancing. That is balancing of ledger accounts. That means we will find the balances in all the ledger accounts and we'll find is it showing debit balance or credit balance. And after that, the next thing is preparation of the trial balance. So to tell in an order means, first of all, journalizing, then posting, then balancing of the ledger accounts, then comes the role of this topic, that is the trial balance. So how to prepare this and when to prepare this, what is the need of preparing this? Normally, what we do is we can prepare it at any point of time during any part of the year, but we prepare it at the end of the year. That means after finishing postings, we find the debit balance or credit balance, whatever it comes in those accounts, and those balances we take it to a statement. And that statement is what we call trial balance. And normally you see in accounting subject, like two sides will be there, that is debit side, credit side, like that, right? But in trial balance there is nothing as such. It is not an account. Trial balance is not an account, it is a statement, and it is not having like debit side or credit side. It is a statement, and we take the debit or credit balance from all the ledger accounts prepared by us, and those based upon those balances we do prepare this trial balance. And why do we prepare this? To have a proof that there is arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. That means in case we prepare this trial balance, it doesn't mean that whatever we have already done in journalizing, postings or balancing, everything is correct. Only it shows arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. It means there may still be errors in journalizing or postings or balancing, but arithmetical accuracy will be found out by us. But how to find this? After you take out the debit and credit balances from all the accounts, you do write all the debit balances in one side, and even the credit balances of all the accounts on the other side. And the debit balances column total should be the same as credit side totals. That means that is what we call in accounting language tallying. Tallying means total of the debit balances that you take from all the ledger accounts should be the same as it is the same with the total of the credit balances that you have taken from other accounts. So this is how we find the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts, because you know one thing, that is what we call double entry system. That means for each and every debit there is a equal and corresponding credit for each and every transaction. Then let us learn about some features of the trial balance. The first feature says, as I told, it is not an account, it is just a statement, right? It is not having two sides like debit side, credit side, like that, because trial balance is not an account. And one more thing, it is being told, it is prepared as on a particular date and not for a particular period. That means for 1 year or that is half a year, for 3 months. No, it's not like that prepared. As on that date of preparation, the balances we take out from the ledger balance, from the ledger balances, and we do prepare. That is why we do write the heading trial balance as on or trial balance as at as the heading for this statement. And it can be prepared any number of times during a year, but we prepare it at the end of the year, because it has to be prepared at the end of the year for certain purpose, that is to know the profit and loss account, or to know the financial position, to have a proof of the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. We need to prepare this, and it is a must. That is at the end of the year. And it is not prepared in any book of account as such. It is being told you prepare it on a separate sheet or in a separate book. And its preparation, it is they are telling it's not obligatory. That means it's not compulsory that you have to prepare, but we have made like it is compulsory because it helps us in so many ways. So even though it is not compulsory as such, we do prepare. Then we take it out from the various ledger accounts and we do prepare. There are two methods, total methods and balances method. Totals method means all the accounts, we don't go for balancing. We make totals of the debit and credit total of all the accounts. Then those totals we do write it in the trial balance, or otherwise don't take totals, okay, because in that case you have to take the totals before balancing of the account. So what you have to do is what you can do is that is balance all the ledger accounts, and balances only you take it to the trial balance. Then it helps us to check the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts. And it is told the fundamental it is based upon the fundamental principles of double entry system. That is the principle behind the preparation of trial balance. That is I have already told you, there is the equality of debit and credit, because double entry system says for each and every debit there is an equal amount of corresponding credit. That is what we call double entry system. So based upon that principle, this trial balance is prepared, and it will be tallied if there is no arithmetical inaccuracy. But even if it is tallied, it doesn't mean that everything is proper and correct. Even if it is tallied, that means total debit balances, it is equal to the total credit balances from all the ledger accounts. But even if it is there, that means even if it is tallied, it doesn't mean that everything is correct. There may still be errors. So there are two methods of preparation, totals and balances method, which I explained just now. Totals method is not a popular method. We don't use this method because it's not that much feasible, and that it's not that much popular. That means we don't go for balancing. We just post all the that is journal entries to the ledger accounts, We don't go for balancing. Before balancing only, we find the total of debit and credit columns in all the accounts, and we take it to the corresponding sides in the trial balance, and which we have to do before balancing of the ledger accounts, and which we normally don't prefer. The second, that is balance method, is the most popular method we do use, and in this method we post all the entries to all the concerned ledger accounts, then find the balances, and balances only we take it to the trial balance, debit or credit balances. And here it is like hints in preparing trial balance, like that I have made a simple format, and don't think that it is a very conclusive format or conclusive kind of hints in preparing trial balance. It is just like some kind of help which can help you to ascertain like what kind of accounts will be showing which kind of balances. Definitely not a conclusive one, because it's not possible for anybody to insert all the types of accounts that come to this kind of what do you call a trial balance kind. So it is been done like item showing debit balance, then item showing credit balance. So if you look at item showing debit balances, you know already like what are the accounts that will show debit balance. Okay, so debit all losses and expenses in case of real accounts. So out of the items that I have written, many are relating to, or some of them are relating to expenses and losses. And debit what comes in means assets. If there are assets, the assets I have written, those items of assets I have written on the debit balance column, right? And in case we have given loan to some others, means it is our asset, because they'll be giving it back to us, it is our asset. And drawings account I have written on the debit balance side. The reason being, it decreases our capital, and capital is an item of it's an item showing credit balance, because it shows that we are liable to pay it back to our shareholders. Then debtors is an asset. Then if you have that is cash at bank or cash in hand, they are all our assets. Then purchases is an expense. Then sales returns means goods coming in, it is an asset. Opening stock is an asset, like that. I have made a possible kind of a very small list of items that will show debit balances in the same way. Coming to the credit side, I have made a list of a small list of items showing credit balances. The first being all liabilities plus capital. So capital and liabilities. Capital is main item that is written on the liability side, because it is the amount we have to pay it back to our shareholders. It is not our asset, it is the amount belonging to our shareholders, so it is our liability. So on the credit side, creditors is a liability. Credit balances in account means we have taken loans or overdraft. Sales, it is an income. Purchase returns, goods going purchase returns is goods going out. Bills payable is a liability, like that. I have made this possible kind of very small list. And you know one thing, in case of nominal account, credit all incomes and gains. So some incomes and gains are written here, okay, like that. And liabilities, all incomes and gains, I have made a small list of the accounts which may show debit and credit balances normally. Then the last one item is closing stock. See, closing stock is never written in the trial balance. It is always in the adjustment, which you can see in the problems. And even in the preparation of the final accounts, you can see when they give the problem like trial balance is given and along with the adjustments means this item, that is closing stock, will be normally the first adjustment, right? That means it is always an adjustment item. It will be in the adjustments list, and it is never in the trial balance. So in this session we learnt some theoretical aspects of this trial balance, meaning of trial balance, and how do we prepare it, and why do we prepare it, and what are the features of it, and how it's possible to ascertain the arithmetical accuracy, and two methods in preparing this trial balance. But only one method is very popular, that is the balance method, and possible kind of a small list of accounts which will be showing debit balances, then credit balances I have made so that it can be easy for you to learn this trial balance topic. And this is all regarding the theory aspects of trial balance. So in case you want to have further knowledge on this, you can refer this book, Basic Accounting by B.S. Raman. And this session is also prepared based upon the material available in this book, and you can refer this book for further readings on this topic. Thank you.